Oh, crap, that's the wrong way. There we go. Yes, I know my hair is atrocious, but, I'm getting a haircut tomorrow, and hopefully that helps. Okay, so I'm going to keep this review nice and short because uh, I feel like everyone has already done a review on Spider-Man Far From Home, and also I feel like my videos that are short get a lot more views. Like, it's like 36 views versus like 10 views, so huge difference. Spider-Man Far From Home. I did not like Homecoming. I didn't feel like it really truly encompassed the character of Spider-Man that I know from the comics, and I hate it when people would say like, "Oh my gosh, Tom Holland and, the director of this film truly captured what Spider-Man is." And I'm just like, "What planet are you on? What Spider-Man comics do they have there?" It didn't seem like there was enough weight or responsibility for Spider-Man in Homecoming. It felt like a good superhero movie, but not a good Spider-Man movie. And I could get into that, but as I said, I'm going to keep it short. And you can disagree with me if you like, but that's all it is. It's just a disagreement, Disagree. I don't care. This movie, Spider-Man Far From Home, felt much more like the Spider-Man we know and love from the comics. There was a lot more weight to it. He was burdened by his responsibilities. The web-slinging action was way up in this movie. It was completely bonkers, which wasn't necessarily a good thing, but it was a step up from, like, the boring action sequences from Homecoming. Far From Home is a much better follow-up. Follow-up? It's a much better movie than Homecoming. Also kind of a good setup from Endgame, like there's a lot of fallout from that movie and, stuff. Mysterio, played by Blake Gyllenhaal. Whoops. Played by Jake Gyllenhaal is okay. Like, he's not the best villain ever, but the way he is utilized to torment Peter is very good. It's one of the best Spider-Man villain scenarios I've ever seen. Not the best villain, but definitely, like, the best psychological warfare ever. Like, the way he messes with Peter's mind, and that scene where Tony Stark, like, rises out of the grave as a zombie, it's just like, you went there. Like, it was amazing. Zendaya and Tom Holland were perfect in this movie. I know it's not like a literal interpretation of MJ, but like at the same time it is like a good interpretation of MJ just because they work so well off each other and you can just her personality is just so likable. Like, it's unlikable, but it's the kind of like Sherlockian thing where she's so unlikable that she's likable, if that makes sense. I felt like this movie was a lot like Diary of a Wimpy Kid with that like endearing high school, well, in that case middle school, but like the school drama, just like the humor and all that. Yeah, I feel like Flash Thompson now, just vlogging like this random stuff that no one's gonna watch. Hopefully you will watch it. Please dislike and subscribe. I don't know if disliking would actually help in the YouTube algorithm, but I'm sure you watching this video would help. Please like or dislike, whichever you like, and subscribe. Please subscribe. Please, please, please subscribe. I only serve quality content for my subscribers. Only quality Spider-Man Far From Home, a superior film to Homecoming. Was it the best Spider-Man movie ever? No, but it was definitely the most bonkers Spider-Man movie ever. Well, maybe Into the Spider-Verse was more bonkers, but you can take points away from that because it was animated so it could get away with more. This was live action and did a lot of stuff which it didn't necessarily get away with. It was bonkers. This film was much more a Spider-Man movie. I don't know where I was going with that sentence. I loved the characterization of Peter Parker in this universe. I loved how bonkers it was, even if it didn't always work. I loved the mind games between Peter and the bad guy. There were a few things I didn't like. Like, I didn't like how this Nick Fury and Hill turned out to be Skrulls in the end. I felt like that kind of made things a little awkward. I also didn't like the very, very end. I loved the fact that Jameson is in this. J. Jonah Jameson. I love the fact that J.K. Simmons played him. I didn't like the fact that he revealed the secret identity of the world. I know it's a big step and a big twist in a Spider-Man film. Like, that's huge. But it's the MCU, and everyone else's secret identity is known. And it felt nice to have at least one traditional superhero who, had to keep up his secret identity. So that was kind of a bummer. But you know what? Hey, I'm more excited to see where they take this than I was after seeing Far From Home. Homecoming. Why don't people subscribe to me? I serve such quality. And I feel like that's only going to make it worse if I just keep apologizing for how bad the quality is. Please dislike and subscribe. Okay. Spider-Man Far From Home was bonkers. And I really enjoyed myself. This is probably the part where I should cut. Press that button. Press the button.